Have you ever noticed that getting out of bed feels just a little harder than it used to? Maybe your legs feel heavier in those first few steps of the morning, or perhaps you've caught yourself reaching for something to steady yourself when you stand up from your favorite chair. If you're nodding along right now, I want you to know something important. You're not imagining this, and more importantly, you're not powerless against it. I'm going to share something with you that might sound almost too simple to believe, but it's backed by real science and it's already changing lives. There's one specific food that when eaten before 8 in the morning can actually help delay the aging of your leg muscles by as much as 10 years. Not a medication, not an expensive supplement, but something so common that you've probably walked past it in your kitchen dozens of times without giving it a second thought. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine David, a 69-year-old who used to work construction, climbing scaffolds and walking job sites without even thinking about his legs. But lately, his mornings tell a different story. Those first steps feel uncertain, like his legs don't quite remember how to carry him. His knees are stiff, his feet sometimes feel heavy as lead, and he started to worry about something he once took completely for granted. David's story isn't unique. After 60, something quiet but profound happens in our bodies. While we're sleeping peacefully, unaware, and comfortable, our muscles are having their own conversation. And if we don't know how to join that conversation the right way, our leg muscles begin to break down faster than they can repair themselves. The medical world calls this sarcopenia, but I prefer to think of it as our muscles sending us a message we haven't learned to hear yet.
Here's what's happening while you sleep. After 7 to 9 hours without food, your body goes into what I call survival mode. It starts looking for energy, and when it can't find the right fuel waiting for it in the morning, it begins to use your own muscle tissue as a power source. Your legs, being the largest muscle group in your body, become the first target. Day after day, morning after morning, this silent process continues unless we interrupt it with exactly what our muscles are asking for. The beautiful thing is that recent research shows we can turn this around. A study from Tufts University found that older adults who ate the right kind of breakfast could regain up to 35% of their leg strength in just 8 weeks. Not through grueling workouts or expensive treatments, but simply by having the right conversation with their bodies first thing in the morning. Think about your typical breakfast for a moment. Maybe it's coffee and toast, or perhaps a bowl of cereal. Or maybe you're one of those people who says, "I'll eat something later," and just has water or more coffee. These choices, innocent as they seem, are actually sending your leg muscles a message that says, "You're on your own today." And day by day, your muscles get that message and respond by becoming a little weaker, a little less reliable. But what if instead you could send a different message? What if the first thing you put in your body each morning could actually tell your leg muscles, "I hear you, I value you, and I'm going to give you exactly what you need to stay strong and keep carrying me through life with confidence"? The secret isn't complicated, and it's not expensive. It's about understanding that your leg muscles are like workers showing up to a job site every morning, ready to repair and rebuild from yesterday's work. But if you don't give them the right materials, they can't do their job. They start breaking down more than they can build up, and slowly you begin to feel the difference in how you move through your day. Your legs support your entire world. They carry you to the kitchen for your morning coffee, up the stairs to get dressed, out to the garden to tend your plants, to visit friends and family. When they start to weaken, it's not just about strength, it's about independence, confidence, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. The wonderful news is that this morning conversation with your muscles can start tomorrow, and the changes might surprise you with how quickly they begin to show up in your daily life. Legs that feel lighter when you stand up, steps that feel more sure and steady.
the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your body is working with you, not against you.
Now, let me introduce you to 5 simple foods that can become your leg muscles' best friends. These aren't exotic superfoods or expensive specialty items. They're sitting in kitchens all across the country right now. But most people don't realize the incredible power they hold when it comes to keeping your legs strong and steady. The first ally your legs are waiting for is something beautifully simple: whole eggs. I know. You might be thinking, eggs? Really? But hear me out, because there's something almost magical happening inside an egg that your leg muscles desperately need, especially first thing in the morning. When you crack open an egg, you're not just getting breakfast, you're getting what I like to call a complete muscle repair kit. Every essential amino acid your body needs to rebuild and strengthen your leg muscles is right there, perfectly packaged by nature. But here's where most people make a mistake. They throw away the yolk. That golden center is where the real treasure lives. It's packed with vitamin D, B12, and something called leucine, which is like a key that unlocks your muscles' ability to repair themselves. A study from the University of Illinois followed older adults who ate just 2 eggs every morning for 8 weeks. The results were remarkable. Not only did they see significant improvements in leg strength, but they also noticed better balance and more confidence in their walking. The eggs seemed to wake up their neuromuscular system, helping their brain and legs communicate more effectively. Think about David again. When he started having 2 boiled eggs within an hour of waking up, he noticed something wonderful after just 3 weeks. Getting out of bed felt lighter. Those hesitant morning steps became more sure-footed. The night cramps that had been plaguing him simply disappeared. It was as if his legs remembered how to be strong again.
Your second morning ally might surprise you: a simple bowl of oatmeal topped with chia seeds. Now, if eggs are the repair crew for your muscles, think of oatmeal as the steady, reliable energy source that keeps everything running smoothly throughout your morning. Oats contain something called beta-glucan, which helps keep your blood sugar steady and reduces inflammation in your muscles. When your blood sugar is stable, your body can better use all those muscle-building nutrients you're giving it. The chia seeds add a powerful boost of omega-3s, calcium, and magnesium. These tiny seeds might look insignificant, but they're working hard to keep your leg muscles contracting properly and prevent those painful cramps that can wake you up at night. I love how simple this combination is to make. Just 3 tablespoons of rolled oats, cooked with water or nut milk, stirred with a tablespoon of chia seeds. You can add some banana slices or blueberries if you want a touch of natural sweetness. Eat it warm within that first hour of being awake, and you're giving your legs the steady fuel they need to carry you confidently through your day. The third ally is one that nature designed perfectly for exactly what your legs need: a banana. I like to think of bananas as nature's own electrolyte pill, especially for those of us over 60. That yellow fruit contains about 400 milligrams of potassium, and your leg muscles are absolutely craving this mineral every single morning. Here's why potassium matters so much for your legs. It helps maintain the electrical charge across your muscle cell membranes, allowing for smooth, coordinated muscle action. When you don't get enough potassium, your muscles can start to misfire or spasm, leading to those uncomfortable night cramps or that twitchy feeling in your legs when you're trying to relax.
A Harvard study found that older adults who regularly ate bananas were 33% less likely to experience leg cramps compared to those who weren't getting enough potassium-rich foods. But here's something important to remember. If you're managing diabetes or watching your blood sugar, choose a slightly underripe banana.
as it has less sugar and more resistant starch that won't spike your glucose levels. The fourth ally your legs are waiting for is Greek yogurt, and this one is particularly special for what happens while you sleep. Remember how I mentioned that your body goes into that survival mode overnight, breaking down muscle tissue for energy? Greek yogurt contains something called casein protein, which digests slowly and helps protect your muscles during those long hours of sleep and into the morning. A 170-gram serving of Greek yogurt gives you about 17 grams of high-quality protein and that crucial leucine we talked about with eggs. It's like having a gentle, sustained conversation with your muscles that says, "Don't worry, help is on the way." The calcium and vitamin D in Greek yogurt also support healthy bones and better neuromuscular coordination, which translates to improved balance and more fluid walking. One study from the Netherlands showed that older adults who had just 20 grams of casein protein every morning saw noticeable improvements in leg strength in as little as 6 weeks. Plus, they experienced fewer night cramps and better balance. The key is choosing plain Greek yogurt and avoiding those sugar-loaded varieties that can actually work against your muscle recovery goals. The fifth ally might feel like a special treat, pan-seared salmon or other fatty fish. Now, I know having fish for breakfast might sound unusual, but hear me out. If you can manage to include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, or sardines in your breakfast routine just twice a week, you're giving your legs something extraordinary.
These fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, which are like natural anti-inflammatory medicines for your muscles. They help reduce the chronic inflammation that quietly erodes muscle strength and flexibility, especially in your lower limbs. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults over 65 who ate fatty fish twice a week maintained 27% more leg muscle mass than those who didn't. The beautiful thing about salmon is how it combines high-quality, easily digestible protein with those healing omega-3s, plus vitamins B12 and D that help your brain and muscles communicate better during movement. David started having a small piece of pan-seared salmon with some avocado twice a week, and he swears it made a difference in how steady he felt on his feet. These 5 allies work together like a gentle but powerful support system for your legs. They're not asking you to completely change your life or spend a fortune. They're simply asking you to have a different kind of conversation with your body each morning, one that honors the incredible work your legs do for you every single day. But there's one more thing I want to share with you. Something so simple that most people overlook it completely, yet it might be the most powerful ally of all. That final ally I mentioned, it's something so humble, so overlooked, that when I first learned about it, I almost dismissed it as too simple to matter. But sometimes the most powerful things come in the most unassuming packages. I'm talking about steamed sweet potatoes with a tiny sprinkle of natural sea salt. I can almost hear you thinking, sweet potatoes for breakfast? But stay with me, because there's something beautiful happening when you combine these 2 simple ingredients that your leg muscles have been quietly hoping for all along. Sweet potatoes are nature's way of giving your muscles exactly the kind of fuel they need after a long night's rest. Unlike many breakfast foods that send your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride, sweet potatoes provide steady, sustained energy through complex carbohydrates that help your muscles replenish their glycogen stores without the crash that leaves you feeling weak or shaky. But here's where the magic really happens. Sweet potatoes are loaded with potassium, magnesium, manganese, and vitamin C, all working together like a gentle orchestra to improve circulation in your legs, regulate nerve signals, and fight those electrolyte imbalances that can make your legs feel weak or crampy. The magnesium alone is often called the muscle relaxation mineral because it helps ease stiffness and supports better balance when you're standing or moving throughout the day. Now, about that pinch of sea salt,
I'm not talking about regular table salt here. Natural Celtic sea salt or Himalayan salt contains over 80 trace minerals that your muscles need for smooth, coordinated contractions. Unlike refined salt that can spike blood pressure, these natural salts actually help stabilize fluid pressure inside your muscle tissue and replenish electrolytes in just the right ratios. Now, watch what happens when you combine these two simple ingredients, and your muscles will show you what they're capable of all day long. Not just for a few hours, but a full day of smooth, strong muscles that you can count on to do things like walking further, standing taller, and even walking up those stairs without feeling that heaviness.
A study from the French Institute of Mineral Nutrition followed people who ate high-potassium breakfasts like sweet potatoes with mineral-rich sea salt. Over 90 days, they showed 41% better balance and over 50% fewer falls, just from this simple combination. Here's how David incorporated this into his routine. He'd steam half a sweet potato until it was tender, then sprinkle just a tiny pinch of Celtic salt over it. He'd eat it warm about 10 minutes before his main breakfast, after starting his day with a glass of warm water. Within a week, he noticed his steps felt lighter, the numbness in his feet decreased, and getting up from chairs became natural again instead of something he had to think about. The timing of everything we've talked about matters more than you might think. Your body has been waiting 7 to 9 hours for nourishment, and those first 60 minutes after you wake up are like a golden window of opportunity. This is when your muscles are most receptive to the building blocks they need for repair and strength. Start with a glass of warm water with just a pinch of that natural salt. This simple act helps rehydrate your body and restore electrolyte balance after the long night, preparing your muscles for the nutrients that are about to arrive. Your legs often feel heavy or tight in the morning because you're actually dehydrated and low on essential minerals. 5 minutes with that warm, lightly salted water can help wake up your circulation and calm your nervous system. Then, within that first hour, give your muscles one or more of those allies we talked about. Maybe it's 2 eggs with some sautéed spinach. Perhaps it's that warm bowl of oatmeal with chia seeds and banana slices. Or maybe twice a week you treat yourself to that piece of salmon with avocado. The key isn't perfection, it's consistency and kindness to your body.
What I love most about this approach is that it's not about restriction or complicated rules. It's about addition, about saying yes to your body's needs. You're not taking anything away from your life, you're adding support, strength, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're taking care of the legs that have carried you through decades of living. I want you to imagine something with me. Picture yourself 3 months from now, getting out of bed with that lightness David talked about. Imagine walking through your day without that nagging worry about balance or stability. Think about climbing stairs without gripping the railing, or standing up from a chair without pushing off with your hands, or taking an evening walk without wondering if your legs will feel reliable. This isn't wishful thinking. It's what happens when you start having the right conversation with your muscles every single morning. Your body wants to be strong for you. Your legs want to carry you confidently through your days. They're just waiting for you to give them what they need to do their job well. Remember, losing muscle strength isn't a natural part of aging that you just have to accept. It's often a sign that your body has been asking for something specific, and maybe you just hadn't learned the language yet. But now you do. Now you know how to listen to what your legs are telling you and how to respond with exactly what they need. Some mornings will be easier than others. Some days you might forget or run out of time. That's okay. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about treating your body like the faithful friend it's been all these years, carrying you through every adventure, every challenge, every joy you've experienced.
Your legs have been there for your first steps as a child, your wedding day, carrying your own children. dancing at celebrations, walking through gardens, climbing mountains, both literal and metaphorical. They deserve your care and attention now. And the beautiful thing is, when you give them what they need, they'll continue to be there for all the adventures still to come. Start tomorrow morning. Choose one of those allies we talked about. Listen to your body's response. Notice how your legs feel throughout the day. Pay attention to your energy, your balance, your confidence in movement. Your body will start talking to you in new ways, and you'll begin to understand the conversation you've been missing all along. You're never too old to make today better than yesterday. Your strongest days don't have to be behind you. They might just be waiting for you in tomorrow's sunrise, in that first glass of warm water, in that perfectly prepared egg or bowl of oatmeal that says to your muscles, I hear you, I value you, and we're going to face this day together, strong and steady. Let's keep going. Together.